Mad Max, the maximum force of the future.
Nigga, I just listened to Mad Max again. But I'd like to speak about Mad Max, bro. I really just like go in. Because it's been over almost, it's almost 2 weeks now. So, you know, we really listen to it, to us that have listened to it. But I'd just like to talk about world building. Because I believe that he built the world. And I believe that if you're gonna make an album, or if you're gonna call your project an album, you know, give us a world. Give us something. So then we can say, oh shit. So we can carry it and it holds memory with us. If like now I'm gonna get into us making albums. Everybody. If we're making an album, let's focus on world building, storytelling, whatever that means to you. You don't have to follow, you know, Jay Katana's formula, but whatever world building means to you, give us a world. Don't just give us like music for nothing. We're tired of that now. We've had that already. Like let's look at Astroworld. Travis Scott gave us a world. He gave us an experience. That's real world building. Like when you title something, are you that something? Dude, like as listeners, do we feel like we're in that something? You feel me? Like when we look at Astroworld, we felt like we were in a carnival. We were there. Travis Scott, even down to his shows, he had the roller coasters and everything. So please, if you're dropping albums, let's do that. Let's give people a world. When we put a title to something, let's have intention with what the title means. Now let's go back to Jay Katana. He did that the best way that he could. You still have your people complaining, whatever. Cool, that's y'all. But Jay Katana did that. He built a world. He did it down to the photo shoot, he did it down to the merch, and he did it in the music. When we look at the photo shoot of the first album cover that he did with Slack 93, when we look at it, that was shot in a desert. Right? That's Mad Max. The movie. It was in a desert. You know, that shit. Right? He had the truck. He had the gun. He had the vest. He had the attire. But it was his shit. He made it relate to him. And then we go to the merch. Okay, let's go to the music and then I'll get to the merch. If we go to the music, if we look at a prominent topic throughout the music is Zegs, money and drugs. It says it in the cap. And even down to the shirt, the t-shirts, the chain. It shows that. It shows what he's talking about in the music. Even the topics of let's just look at the topics of the album. He's talking about the ops. He's talking about substance. He's talking about substance use. He's talking about obviously Zegs. He's talking about money. And then you look at the movie. and I'll be honest with you, I haven't really watched the movie, but if you look at just the movie and the when you get an idea of the movie, you see like Mad Max is a hero. He's chasing down the ops, all of that, all of that. But now we're looking at Mad Max lifestyle. We're looking at Jay Katana's lifestyle and how he related the movie to his lifestyle. And that's everything else that I mentioned before, like the Ziggs, money, and drugs. Right? And then if we get into the sonics of everything, I believe that Mad Max is a party. And the album cover shows that it's a party. It just shows that, okay, this is fun. Like there's fun going on. That's what he gave us. He gave us fun. And then we go inside. We listen to the music. We hear Maya's voice. We hear the reverb used in Trimmy Turner. We hear it in Cesar Toila. We hear it in Big Pockets plus YOT. And then we also hear it in OCD. And then OCD also shows us that it's a party. It proves it's a party because of the turntable effect.
I put a bitch in place like a nigga. OCD.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. You did your thing. You did your thing. But Maya's voice, let's go back to Maya's voice. Maya's used as a cheerleader. She's an MC. Maya's an MC. Maya's also us as listeners. Because it's like, what would we say if we were at a show or an event or a party? It's like, nah, this is actually mad. Yo, run it back, run it back. I don't think they're hearing it. I don't think they're hearing it. And he just goes in. He just goes in. And then when we talk about an album, when we talk about, like, if we want to get into what I'm saying about an album, let's look at the intro and Psalm 93. Psalm 93 relate. Psalm 93 and intro relate. Because in Psalm 93, he tells us about having enemies. He tells us about his substance use. He tells us about finding God. And then you go listen to Psalm 93, and he proves that he found God. Because we look at the title of the song, of course, and then we listen to the song. It's like, open up the Bible for hope. Psalm 23, I don't fear you. I don't fear you. And we look at intro, he's talking to his enemies that he spoke about. He's talking to the enemies that he spoke about in intro. And then as well as as well as throughout the album. Because he does speak about having ops in there. So he tied it down. And we just look at the topics and the songs and the song titles. White Man Money, that's a reference to the Cap. SEX, Money and Drugs. And we look at Eyes Roll, where he speaks about substance use and SEX. And then we go to Boyfriend. It's like, he really just did his thing. He spoke about all of that. He spoke about SEX, money, and drugs in the album. And then he proved that he showed you also in the cap. There you go. And then he showed you the t-shirt. There you go. And then he showed you with the chain. There you go. And then he showed you with the t-shirt with the cross and the, look at that, even down to the cross. Finding God, like the cross, and then the girl with the breastises. It's like, there you go. Here, this is the album, but also here, let me show you with the merch what I'm talking about. To give you guys something. To give us like, oh, we can carry this forever. Forever. Like it's very smart. It's very smart. It holds memory. It holds memory. If anybody's trying to do this thing of music, give us something. And he gave us something. Shout out to Big Bro Kai. Shout out to his team. But specifically, I want to speak about Big Bro Kai because Big Bro Kai, in the Space Impact interview, he spoke about listening to the Letabo Acids album. I think it was a year ago. I think that's when the Space Impact interview came out. 2024, yeah. It was a year ago. He spoke about listening to Letabo Acids album. And when he listened to it, he felt an experience. And he told himself like, yo, I want to make something like this. He mentioned it to them in the Space Impact interview. He mentioned it to Junkie and I forgot the other guy's name. My bad. But he mentioned it to them. I want to create something like this, and he did. He fulfilled his desire with Mad Max Part 1. The fact that this is only Part 1 is wild, but he fulfilled his desire. Shout out to Big Bro Kai. Shout out to Sid too, because I also watched the Space Impact interview with Sid, and they spoke about architecture, world building, in terms of clothing, and it's sort of like, yo, everything lined up. The people that they met, Jay and Kai. It all aligned because the clothing. It just makes sense that if it just makes sense that Sid would be a part of the clothing and the world building, the things that they spoke about in the Space Impact interview. That shit just ties down together. With Kai saying what he said, with Sid, with the questions that they asked Sid about world building, and then Jay Katana is just like the vessel to push that out. Shout out to everybody in the album. Shout out to everybody involved. Maya, if you're talking about the album, Maya, Jay, Blackie, Tebow, and Cooper. And then down to the producers as well. Shout out to everybody, bro. Because you did your thing. And then Mad Max Part 2. I don't know what's going to happen in Mad Max Part 2, but I hear that they're saying that there's features. That means there's more guests, more special guests invited to the party that are headlining this party. Hey, gents. We're in for it, bro. We're in for it. I won't lie, we're in for it. Ladies and gentlemen, not just gents. We're in for it, bro. I'm ready. Because I won't lie to you, I was scared. I was scared for Mad Max Part 2. Because also, it's like, wait, why are you telling us about Mad Max Part 2 when there's a Mad Max Part 1? Do you want us to forget that there's a Mad Max Part 1? But it's like, nah. Give us Mad Max Part 2, and he is giving it to us. But like, give it to us. I'm ready now to listen to what's going on in Mad Max Part 2.